In this video, we're going to take a look at 6 of the best Anker power banks. These are mostly from the Prime series, although a couple of them aren't technically Prime power banks. But we're going to go through all of these, all the features they have, my top picks, and when I think you should choose some of these, and also a couple of them that you maybe should steer clear of for better options instead. I do want to start by saying Anker sent me all of these for free for purposes of making video reviews. I've been using these for months, testing out all these different power banks to decide which ones are my favorite. So we'll go through all these power banks and then we're going to discuss the scenarios in which each of them might be the right option for you. So the smallest one and maybe the most versatile one is the Anker Prime Fusion Power Bank. This one has a capacity of 9.6 thousand milliamp hours and it gives a total of 65 watts of power. That's split between the 2 USB ports. The main claim to fame with this one is you can either recharge this with the ports or you can also plug it into the wall with the prongs. Just know that the prongs only provide 30 watts of power to recharge this, so this is going to be the slowest of all these power banks to recharge. This one's super versatile because you don't have to carry a charger, so I love using this one with laptops, tablets, and phones, but it's more of a charger than it is a power bank. The capabilities of this as a power bank are pretty limited because of the smaller capacity on it. It'll give you just under 1 iPad charge. It'll give you about 2 phone charges. The next on the list is the Anker Prime 130 watt. This has a 12,000 milliamp hour capacity, so it's just a little bit bigger. Now it is 130 watts, but it has 2 USB-C ports and the 130 watts is going to be split between the ports. So you get up to 65 watts of power in or out of either of these. This is able to be very quickly recharged with those ports. And it also has the Anker Pogo connector on the bottom of it for use with the Anker Prime charging base. So that's a nice option to recharge it, but it's still limited to charging at just 65 watts. Even if you're using it with the Prime charging base. This is really going to be a great option if you need a little bit higher capacity than the other one, and if you want to recharge this faster, but you will have to carry a charger with this. The next one on the list is the Anker 200 watt power bank, and this one has a capacity of 20,000 milliamp hours. So this will give you about 2 tablet charges, probably just under 1 computer charge, and it'll give you 4 or 5 phone charges. It has 2 USB ports on the top of it, and you can use those to recharge this or also to charge other devices, and there's also a USB-A port. This is capable of up to 200 watts of power, but that's 100 watts out of each of the USB ports. So you can recharge this at 100 watts in, or you can also put 100 watts out, and it also works with the magnetic charging base as well. This is a really great middle of the ground option if you want to use this mainly with a tablet and occasionally with a computer and a phone. Just know it is heavier and it is thicker than the other offerings. The next on the list is the Anker 27,650 milliamp hour power bank. This one provides up to 250 watts of power total, and that will be split between all the different ports. Each of the individual ports is capable of a maximum of 140 watts in or out. If you want to charge this really quickly, you can combine 2 of the ports and recharge at up to 170 watts of power in. So this one has a ton of capability to keep a bunch of devices charged, and it's also able to be very quickly recharged with those 2 ports. It also has the magnetic connector, so you can use the Prime charging base. Just note that that'll lower the charging speed down to 100 watts, so it'll be slower. This is going to be a fantastic option to use with a computer. Should give you about 1 computer charge using it with a MacBook Pro 14 or 16 inch, and it has tons of wattage on it. Also love the screen on this one and the 20,000 and the 12,000 milliamp hour ones. The screens on these are really nice. This is really going to be a great option if you want to keep a laptop and also tablets recharged. It does come in at a much bigger size than any of the other ones, and it's pretty heavy as well. Also, all these power banks are airline approved. They all come under the size requirements, so any of these are going to be a great option on a plane. But if you really want the most power out and the highest capacity, this is the one for you. The next one on the list is kind of the OG Anker Prime power bank. Technically, this isn't a part of the Prime series. There's no magnetic connector. This is the 737. It also has 2 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A port on the top. This one's a little smaller in capacity. It's 24,000 milliamp hours of power, and it also tops out at 140 watts, and that's going to be split between all the ports. So you can either recharge this at 140 watts in, or you can also charge other devices at 140 watts out. I really like this one for keeping laptops and tablets charged. Just know it's not going to give you quite as high of capacity as the 27,651, but this one does often come in at great sale prices, and it's a really great option for anyone who already has a great charger, especially if you don't mind not using the Anker Prime charging base. The last one on the list is the newest one, and this technically isn't a part of the Prime series, but this is the Anker laptop power bank. This is a 25,000 milliamp hour power bank that has a built-in retractable USB-C cord on top. And there's also a lanyard on the side with another USB port. And there's 2 ports on the side, 1 USB-C and 1 USB-A. This is a 165 watt power bank, but you can technically only get 100 watts of power in or out of it. So if you want to use the 165 watts, you have to use multiple ports. that'll be split between multiple devices. This will still make a really great charger for a laptop. It's just not able to be recharged quite as quickly as the Anker 27650 or the Anker 737 due to the lower input power on it. But this one is probably my all-time favorite power bank by Anker because even though it's bigger, it gives you tons of power and has the built-in cables that make it really convenient to keep all your devices charged. I love using this with my iPhone and my tablet, or also to use with my iPad and my computer at the same time. There's just a ton of versatility with this one, and it's very convenient because you don't have to worry about any cables. This also pairs really well with the Anker laptop charger. That one gives 140 watts of power out, so that'll recharge this very quickly. Also, the last device we need to talk about is the Anker Prime charging base. This is kind of expensive on its own, but it's a great option if you can find it bundled with either the 200 watt or the 250 watt power banks by Anker, because this is able to quickly recharge them and very conveniently with the magnetic power base. Just know this one does top out at 100 watts of power, and it technically has a couple ports on the side. You can use it with 2 USB-C ports and a USB-A port as well, but the power is going to be split between the magnetic connector as well as the ports on the side. So it's not going to be the best option to keep a ton of devices charged, but if you mostly want to just use it with the convenience on either of these three, it's going to be a great option. But I really only recommend picking this up if you get it bundled and a great deal with any of the other Anker Prime power banks. So if you're trying to sort out all of these and decide which ones you want, the first thing you need to ask yourself is if you want some sort of a built-in cable, because the only one with the built-in cable is the Anker laptop power bank. And I think that is why this one is really hard to beat. And I know people in the comments always say, oh, what if the cable breaks? You still got a USB-C port and a USB-A port on the side of it. And I've never had any Anker power bank have the cable break. They also give you a pretty good warranty with all of these if you have any issues. So this one's going to be really versatile, giving you the built-in cables, the convenience of the lanyard, and also the very easy to use retractable cable as well. That's why I would pick this one for most people. If you're looking for great value with plenty of power out and capacity, the 737 is still a really good option, but to me, the Anker laptop power bank just beats it a little bit in terms of size, capacity, and the convenience that it offers. So if you were thinking about getting the 737, I would probably steer you towards the laptop one instead, unless you found a really good deal on the 737. If you really want to use the magnetic connector, then you're going to have to look into the 200 watt, the 250 watt, or also the 130 watt. Just note with all three of these are all pretty big. And to me, if I'm going to carry a bigger power bank, I want to carry the biggest one possible, get the most wattage and the highest capacity, in which case I really recommend out of all of these, just go all the way up to the Anker 250 watt because it's going to do the best job at keeping a ton of devices charged for you, especially if you're flying and on the go a lot. This is just able to be recharged faster than the others and give you the longest possible runtime. Out of the other two, I would recommend getting the 12K if you mostly want to keep your phone charged and sometimes a tablet charged and still having that higher wattage on it. 200 watt to me is just kind of too much in the middle, doesn't offer too many crazy benefits to make this one that I really recommend. And then if you really want the most convenient Anker power bank possible, the Prime Fusion 65 watt is a really good option because you don't have to carry another charger like the Prime charging base or the laptop charger. Plug it into the wall, use this as a power bank or use it as a wall charger. It's so versatile. The biggest drawback to this one is it's only 65 watts and it's only got 9.6 thousand milliamp hours of capacity, so it's not going to last very long if you want to use this with a tablet or with a computer. This one's a better charger than it is a power bank. It's kind of just the most versatile of all of these. So buy this one for versatility. Buy the 250 watt if you want the most possible power, or if you want kind of the best of both worlds, convenience and power, get the Anker laptop charging base. If you're interested in buying any of the products in this video, I do have links to buy all of these in the description below. If you have any other questions about these power banks, or if you think I'm wrong, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear them. Like this video, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming content. And thank you again, Anker, for sending me all of these to review.